Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about everything flows. Pretty well-known sentence, that one. Even the minerals are in literal constant change, or in breaking down at least. And it is the forces that is within a mineral, taken as an example, are really. It might look like it is static, but you know it is not. Think about it for a moment. Now, that is the mineral, which is the slowest moving substance we have here on Earth, of course. But everything is in flow. Like Heraclitus said, everything is in flow. You can never put your foot down in the same stream twice. Or if you go even more, if we go even more extreme, you can not even put your foot in the same stream even once. Your body, your being, your blood, you breathe, your blood flows through your whole body, you are secreting, you are sending nerve impulses. There is no end to any movements ever. Everything is in constant flux movement and in a stream. When you can tap into this, live your ego into such a stream consciously, you are starting to physically work upon yourself in this stream, in a sense. You're trying to be able to stably. It is hard to explain it, but any turbulence, any sensations, any emotions, any thoughts, and so on are coming and going, fleeting and flowing. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is in your being forever. Which is kind of very comforting when you think about it. It is all about staying conscious and getting to know one's own inner being at the best of our abilities with the limitations we have at this day, trying to find out where we are right now. You know, not being delusional and think we are further forward than we really are. But being in the flow allows you to be where you are now, moving forward. So you came from a past and you're moving forward, but the cool part is, where you also came from the past, you also came from a stream of past lives. And you are moving forward in a stream of past lives too. We are both parts of the transient and the eternal. This physical being, this body we have, is very transient. Anything mineral is a transient, fleeting thing. Now, what moves from lifetime to lifetime, our ego, our spirit, is something eternal. That is shifting and changing forms and building etheric, physical, and clothing with astral body every lifetime we come down here, and lay them aside thereafter. So, this earth has a very special development when it comes to birthing and passing and so on. It's very unique. The wise guidance of the world always put in use anything that might be perceived as negative so that we human beings can develop. Remember, we do not live forever. So whatever is happening in your life, do you wish to stay stuck on one thing that happens to you, or do you wish to truly grasp a hold of the rest of your life instead of being distracted by it? To be able to do so, one needs to go within oneself and take care of whatever is in the way. You know what I mean when we say when things are in the way. There are a lot of inner turmoil that might grab a hold of your being and, well, sorry to say it, control you in many ways. That is when we do not have willpower to sit within our own inner being and be our own person. If your ego flow away, everything can come into the body. When your ego is within your being here, as you can see behind the eyes of the person. You see if the person is absent or trying to go away, or the face is the face. It's beautiful. The face is very honest. You can try to hide your facial expressions, and no, that is so not charming, you know? No, your face is the countenance of your spirit, and your face is very honest. And your face is also the flowing thing, you know. Think about how many different expressions you have your whole day, and think about all the things you experience in a whole day. There are countless things, and your soul and your spirit and everything that comes and go. And of course, today spiritual development has to be done in freedom. So to put this into perspective, for you to be able to work upon the stream you are working upon when you are asleep, you know, going to sleep in a dreaming, for you to work upon your astral body, building astral organs into the astral body, you will have to do this consciously in daytime consciousness, in awake state. The reason for it being, when you go to sleep and your ego and astral leave your etheric and physical, your lower members, you are not conscious and in freedom. So they cannot work upon your astral body without you having given allowing, you see? So when you consciously work in your astral body at day, you are in freedom, allowing the higher beings to work upon your astral with you. So when you fall asleep, they are continuing this work. So when you wake up, you come back into the stream that has just been worked upon in the night. That is how you also come back to yourself and to the work you're doing every day. So it becomes a stream. It becomes a conscious flowing, but also personal stream. It is not something that every single day is kind of a new day and you forgot what you did yesterday and now you are focusing on something completely different. No, no, no. You are within a stream that has, as I have told, the 12 streams: idealism, rationalism, mathematism, and materialism, sensualism, phenomenalism, realism, dynamism, monadism, spiritualism, pneumatism, and psychism. And then we have the soul moods also: Gnosticism, logicism, mysticism, voluntarism, transcendentalism, empiricism, and occultism. I will in future times go deeper into all of these. It will help me too in that regard, so I will become much more acquainted with it when I speak about it then. But becoming acquainted with this, and also where you kind of are in the standard of it. What is your standard? What is where you come from in a default, you see? Because normally we fall into one of these and stay there often. But the thing is, there is so much variation of our personality that we are to explore and to unfold in a controlled and a non-chaotic manner, of course. It is all about taking it seriously and being meticulous about it. The more meticulousness we can put into this, the better. Of course, it needs to have a certain balance with playfulness, gentleness, and kindness. It cannot be purely hardcore. It has to also be, because that gentle influx blends in good and beautiful things. The stream or everything flows. The flow is not always comfortable. But it is all about having the strength to even feel the uncomfortable and not run away from it. Because it is fleeting, remember? And it is your emotions. It is my emotions. So when I feel emotions, I want to feel them. and I feel them. And based on experience, just from my own experience, not a single emotion in the world lasts forever. They barely last for, okay, I can actually sit for a couple of, maybe a few hours to cleanse and to purify and to understand an emotion I have. But it will never last. Once you have gone through it and understood it, it won't come and affect you again in the same way. Obviously, because you have thoroughly felt it. You know that being, that emotional being, because that is what they are. Beings that comes and goes within our soul spiritual. And being aware of the flow. You are the same personality every day, but this personality is a ever unfolding and developing one, deepening, expanding, based on what you put into it. And are you giving it spiritual, beautiful nourishment, or are you giving it poison? And these two are very distinct. But together also, you see, everything has its place here, as we said. Illness, diseases, and all of this is for us so that we can overcome such things. But it has to be overcome through freedom still. When I say overcome, that means we all do have traumas and shadows and scars that will always be part of us. But it is all about having that not as a poison, because it can become so if we allow it to be so, but being a strength, because you have gone through something and you're still alive, you're still here, you're still here, despite having gone through all of it. That is a strength, I dare say. And as long as you have that will to live, that love for life, despite seeing so much indignities, so much disgrace and disgraceful situation. When I say disgraceful, I just mean what in relation to what we human beings can have as an ideal, you know. It is not, I don't say it is disgraceful as disgraceful. You get my drift here. We have the opportunity and the ability to lift ourselves out of indignities, of animal tendencies, and truly having human integrity. Trying to operate as a human being, not living in our instincts, passions, and flaring up of lusts and so on, but thoroughly sit within your being so you can know who you are. Knowing who you are, what you think, what you feel, sitting, becoming acquainted with yourself, for good and for discomfort. Then you will be able to anchor yourself in your being, and you can, well, we practice and train and master ourselves so that we can unfold our abilities to abolish and banish any being that wants to come up to our consciousness. If we do not want to get it into our consciousness, it is not allowed. It is just no. Not here. And we allow the spirits of construction, healing, love, but also discipline, strength, to guide us. So a balance between dead, grave seriousness and eternally childlike playfulness. You know, the duality of the eternal and the transient. But as your ego is dab smack in the middle of that transient and eternal. And we are experiencing this transient and eternal at the same time. And life is very, very fun. And I just recommend to you to really getting to know yourself and this present moment. You can come to love it and grow into it, and just your preference is really here. You don't, I'm not trying to, I am trying to explain. We are here. We are not in the future somewhere. And that means we have left our body in the future and gone to the future, and we have not left our body and gone to the past. We are sitting within our body observing. But we do have the future and the past in mind, because Father was, is, and will be. It is important to have all three of them. We came from somewhere, we are here now, and we are on our way to something. Cut out one of them and you will have an incomplete human being in picture. Is what I wanted to come to. Well said. That's pretty okay, I think. And this threefoldness, which we human beings are bestowing upon, are built up by, is at equilibrium. But the equilibrium is with the Christ. The Christ is the center. The Christ is our ego. He is the one that holds that equilibrium. You see, where two extremes meet in the middle, and zing, a beam comes and balances these out. And that is the equilibrium we have. So I think I will leave you with this today. I just wanted to have a little fun and a little to see what came. I was studying a little yesterday, and I came upon Heraclitus, and just that quote, and that gave me inspiration. Heraclitus, can you help me a little here? And well, of course, Heraclitus lived at a time where personality has just about begun to come into the world. You see, true personality, the distinct personalities of human beings didn't come until the Greek and Roman times, you see. And Heraclitus was just in between divinity and personality. He was a sublime, gigantic being in his spirit. So that is also why he was called the Dark One and the Bright One. He was literally a walking contradiction in the best sense of the word. He knew this, and he had fun with it. So, but I digress. Thank you. I love you so much. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, the higher hierarchy, angel masters of all, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, love you on your amazing, beautiful, unique individual path that leads to, well, the connection and the community that we are striving towards. And may you find what you are looking for and unfold your personality and the way you are going, where you know you're going. By choice, of course. And, well, take whatever comes for the good and for the bad, because that is what we do. And find the love in everything. Finding the God in everything. Love you. Thank you so much. You beautiful, beautiful individual, you. You are appreciated. You are really, really appreciated. And I hope you feel so yourself. I hope you feel so yourself. Goodbye.